Chapter 28. A Busy Bee Indeed. As they wave goodbye to Delhi, the boys turn and walk into the hotel. Well, that was pretty amazing, hey Graham, said Bouncer. Yup, Bouncer, whooshing always is stunning, replied Graham. Unreal, Graham, unreal. So what's next? Well, we just need to pack our bags, get to the airport and back to the UK. As Graham replied, he saw out the corner of his eyes a familiar face, not one of the faces he'd wanted to see, but a familiar face all the same. Bouncer, don't look now, but that guy we saw at the airport is following us again. Who's that, Graham? You know, that local-looking guy. The one from the plane and the airport carousel. That can't be a coincidence, Graham, observed Bouncer. No, it can't. Let's get to the room, get our bags packed as fast as possible. I think there's a flight at 2000 hours tonight I think we'll make. Let's roll. With that, they headed for the lift and quickly got to their room. Within 20 minutes they had packed and were returning to the lobby to check out. They had left their bags with the concierge, and no longer cared if they were being followed, but a devious streak in both of them made them want to make the guy work for his tail. So how long will we lead him on, Graham? Asked Bouncer. I think that if we stroll around the market for 30 minutes, phasing every 5 minutes or so from us to strangers and back, will keep him guessing, smiled Graham. That really is terrible, Graham. Terrible, but so much fun. Come on. They had soon checked out and were leaving through the main entrance. Their bags would go straight to the airport unseen and get checked in automatically. As they passed through the main doors, Graham saw a newspaper twitch in the hands of someone sat in the lobby. Thinking of a Sherlock Holmes book he had read, he said to himself quietly, "The game is afoot." The old market was only a few streets away. The boys quickly reached its main portico and passed through. As if traveling back in time, the years rolled away, leaving them in a scene that had changed little in 400 years and would probably change little in the next. Over here, Graham, I can see a nook, Bouncer said as he darted to the right. Excellent spot, Bouncer, replied Graham. Now if we quickly shift into locals we can exit, walk straight past him and get an idea of what he's up to. You think, Graham? Defo, Bouncer, he'll never recognize us, will he? Smiled Graham. Just as they planned, they were in and out of the nook as quickly as the phase shift allowed them to and walked past Marco. He was on his phone. No, Mustafa, I can't see them anywhere. They were here a few seconds ago. I followed them all the way from the hotel. Yes, of course I am keeping my eyes open. Yes, I'll call you as soon as I know something. The boys walked on, spotted another nook and darted in and out as before, but ensuring they accidentally looked Marco's way when they exited. He's seen us, Bouncer, come on. They continued their game of cat and mouse for 15 minutes before Bouncer asked, Graham, do you think the Mustafa on the phone is the same Mustafa at the base? Yes, I do, Bouncer. It's too much of a coincidence otherwise, replied Graham. So what do? We can't do this all day, we have our plane to catch. Yes, you're right, Bouncer. We'll get to the other end of the market, and I'll phase into Land Rover mode. You can hop in. We'll be back at the airport in a few minutes. Reaching the northern exit, the boys ducked around a corner into a deserted alley. Graham phased and Bouncer jumped in. As they pulled out of the alley and went past the exit, Marco was standing there staring at them. While staring at Bouncer, he had no idea where Graham had gone to. As they drove away, they saw him throw his hat at the ground and stamp on it. He looks quite upset, Graham, said Bouncer. I would be too if I was him, Bouncer. Come on, let's get home. Arriving at the airport, Graham quickly phased back into human form and joined Bouncer on the walk into departures. After checking in, they sat down and grabbed a bite to eat, their new favorite human activity, before waiting for their flight at the gate. Marco, however, was not having so nice a time. He had been told off on the phone, again. He had missed his flight for that night, which meant a 24-hour wait for the next one, and to top it all he had ruined his favorite hat. That's it, he thought to himself. I'm never leaving the UK again. They say travel broadens the mind. Mine is way too broad at the moment. I want a bag of fish and chips and a can of Pepsi and put my feet up in front of the television. Little did he know that he would have a knock on his door within a few hours of his return, and it wouldn't be the postman,